Hello guys. So I'm not gonna be telling you guys like last video because well I tried recording this several times but the audio sounded like well garbled mesh and I hope this time it won't sound like that again. So yeah, just watch what happened last video, like what if Deku was the embodiment of hope and despair like last time. So yeah. So let's start the video. Hello guys, I am back from another video and today to come out Deku was the embodiment of hope and despair. So let's actually start the actual video. Okay? Good. So when Izuku wakes up, he started getting ready for school as they basically were brought to school, being Izuku and Okumi. As Okumi was talking to Izuku about what they're gonna be doing next time, as they were brought to Class 1A, where Aizawa was telling everybody that they're gonna be having a sports festival very, very soon. So, everybody was completely excited, including Momo for some reason. Because Momo is planning to humiliate, Shoto Todoroki. Because, after all, she is, Izuku's crush, and she wants to make Izuku hers no matter what the cost. So, she's planning to humiliate Miss Shoto Todoroki in front of everybody. So, while she was thinking of that, Izuku also hears it, including Okami. But when Okami heard that, let's just say let's just say he's angrier than a bull. Let's just say that. So, wait for a second again. So, after that, they started going home as they start their training. Izuku decides to train over there in his personal old training room, where Izuku starts training using his crystal magic or crystal powers or whatever. I don't know why I called it magic, mostly because, I still have, I still have, you know, fate Grand Order in the head, so yeah. So, Izuku is still using his quirk, as when Izuku notices Okami. Okami is also training, using his almost shadowy like arm to fight in battle, and also creating those like these sentient knives to attack the reverse dummy or something. I don't know what to call it. So, when Izuku looks there, he also sees that Okami seems to be even more angry. As Okami says this, "What are you looking at?" As Izuku just says this, "Oh, it just seems to me that you're different." As he says this, "Yeah, ever since I heard that that bitch over there." As Izuku just says this, "Do you mean Momo?" As he says this, "Yeah, when I heard that she's planning to humiliate my sweet, sweet, beautiful, no, whatever. Ever since I heard that she's gonna be planning to like humiliate Shoto, I'm gonna make her pay. I'm gonna burn her alive." As Izuku just says this, "Really? Hmm." As he says this, "Yeah, if she's daring to try and humiliate my sweetheart, well then, I'm going to make her life a living hell." As Izuku just says this, "Hmm, I've never seen you this angry before." As he says this, "What do you mean by that?" As Izuku just says this, "Well, most of the time you don't really care about people, especially me or my mother." As he says this, "I mean, yeah, mostly because I told you about my crush on her." As Izuku just says this, "Don't worry about it. I mean, I guess it's admirable, I guess." As he says this, "Wait, really?" As Izuku just says this. Yeah, I mean, falling in love is a normal thing, especially if it's for you, I guess. As he looks at himself, as he says this. I guess you're right. Or wait for a second again. I guess you are right, I guess. As Izuku just says this. Yeah. So, after they were done training, it's basically the next day, where they started training all over and over and over again. Then after that, it's the next day. You know what I get. Don't get it right. So, after a while of training, after like a month, it's finally the day of the sports festival. Everybody's excited for the sports festival. Like everybody arrives there instantly, including Izuku's mother, which when everybody saw Izuku's mother, they instantly started hounding her and including some like taking pictures of her because after all she's also a celebrity. Including Izuku, he starts getting hounded by so many paparazzi that Izuku has to make like a path for himself and his mother by creating crystals, almost similar to like walls. So, after they arrived at the arena, Izuku was told by his mother, that he should try and actually act like a hero, and also maybe act like a showman so he can, well, give all of these, well, heroes a good show. Izuku tells her right. As Izuku started going off into the crowd of, well, heroes in training, including with Shoto Todoroki, Izuku decides to like stand right beside her as, well, let's just say, wait for a second. Let's just say Momo is not really happy about that as she says this. So Izuku's gonna be planning to sit with her, eh? She starts getting angry as she starts creating knives, as she wants to make Shoto pay, no matter what. So, when they arrived at the whole like stage thing, Izuku was told that he's gonna be making a speech. So, everybody's excited to hear Izuku's speech, mostly because he's a celebrity. As Izuku steps up, Izuku tells everybody that it doesn't matter what their quirk is, it matters if you protect people. All the like the only thing that matters is for you to protect people, including the ones you love. As everybody started hearing his speech, well, let's just say, wait for a second. Several paparazzi started taking pictures of him and even recording the actual video of Izuku, like well, saying the speech. As Izuku explains the final line, which is this. So, I hope all of you are ready. So let's do it. Plus Ultra, as everybody is basically like popping up, like going like yeah, like that. So, after the speech, Izuku started going off to the first event, which is the obstacle race. So, everybody gets ready, including Izuku, which he starts creating like this crystal path of somewhat. As the announcer, being Midnight, says this. 3, 2, 1, go! As the area started getting freeze by ice, but thankfully Izuku already made a path of like crystal to the actual like, well, the place over there, the finish line. So Izuku just on runs on the path of like the crystal path basically. As when Izuku was like just running, Izuku just sees like everybody struggling. As Izuku just sees everybody like struggling, Izuku just decides to help them out by creating crystal like shards and just stabbing them into the like area, the icy cold area, causing the ice to break and everybody coming out as they started running to the finish line. So, When Izuku gets to the first obstacle, which is the bridge, not really bridge, I meant like the what do you call it? Yeah, the zero pointers. Izuku just walks onto like one of the bridges that Izuku made with the crystals. As Izuku just starts dropping like gigantic shards of like crystal and basically destroying the zero pointers, letting everybody pass through safely. As Izuku started going off to the second, well, obstacle, which is the simple, well, what do you call it? The gigantic ravine. So, Izuku started creating more of the bridge as Izuku just sees so many people crossing his bridge. So, Izuku just allows them to do it. But until they decide to jump instead of like, well, just keep waiting until like Izuku finishes the bridge. So, after they jump, they mostly failed, except for Izuku. Izuku just finishes the bridge and starts walking off, or just not really walking, more like running. So, Izuku sees the final thing, which is the minefield. So, Izuku just uses his, well, crystals and basically set off the bombs, or the mines, causing them to explode and create a chain reaction where when one of the mines explodes, another one explodes. So, after all of the mines explode, Izuku just walks over there and finishes second place. Because apparently, it seems that there's another person that actually got first place, which is Miss Todoroki. So, after that, the next person that comes along is Momo Yaoyorozu. She became third place. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. So, after that event, it's going to be the second event, which is the cavalry battle. So, yeah. So, wait for a second. So, when everybody decides to, well, have their lunch, before they can do the second event, they start having lunch. As for Izuku, Izuku was brought to a little restaurant, which is not far to UA. It's actually a pretty fancy restaurant, as Izuku's mother was telling Izuku to try and feed himself a little bit. After getting lots of food and getting energized, Izuku was told like, wait for a second again. Izuku was told by his mother that he should try and seduce, well, Momo Yaoyorozu, as Izuku decides to tell her the truth. For his other self, as Izuku just says this. Hey mom, as she says this. What is it, sweetheart? Um, I'm kind of in love with somebody else. She says this. Really? So, who are you in love with? As Izuku just says this. I'm in love with Shoto Todoroki. As she says this. Oh, really? As Izuku just says this. Yeah, she's the daughter of the number two hero. As her eyes glow a little bit. Like the like the glowing eyes of greed. Because if you don't know, she absolutely wants power. But when Izuku just explains that he himself is actually in love with, well, a girl being, well, Shoto Todoroki, and also telling her that she's actually the daughter of Endeavor, the number two hero, she says this. Oh, really? So you're in love with the number two hero's daughter? Hmm. Very well, I will gladly let you have your relationship, and maybe let you marry. As Okami, near the mirror or the glass, which Izuku can see, well, let's just say he's ecstatic. Like, he starts jumping around saying, yes, yes, yes. Uh, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but Thank you. As she says this. Oh, hello, Okami. So you're in love with that girl as well? As he says this. No, I do not like her. As he winks at like Izuku. As Izuku just says this. Oh yeah, I like her, not Okami. As she says this. Very well, I'm gonna be calling off the wedding of you and Momo and show the Todoroki marry you. As Izuku just says this. Thank you, Mom. So, after that lunch, they started going off to UA for the second event of the sports festival, being the so-called, wait for a second, cavalry battle. So, during the cavalry battle, Izuku was picking his team as many people arrived to try and go to his team, mostly because Izuku is a celebrity. Izuku is a celebrity. So, Izuku decides to pick three different people, being Bakugo, because after all, that's Izuku's best friend. Not Momo, Todoroki, and finally Tokoyami. So, Izuku tells not Momo, god dang it, Shoto Todoroki to go on his back because she's going to act as like the bait. So, when the thing starts, everybody starts coming towards Bakugo because, as you all know, Bakugo is kind of a douchebag, so they're gonna be using that as payback. So, when Bakugo sees everybody coming towards him, he explodes everybody. As Izuku starts creating more crystals and creates a crystal-like pillar where all of them are basically up above. So, wait for a second again. So, as Izuku tells Todoroki to start making an ice dome, as Izuku reinforces it with some crystal. As for Tokoyami acts as like a third defense, which he starts creating a black shadow like because of the darkness created by the crystal and the you know the ice. It basically makes it look like it's completely dark. So, Izuku started arming up Dark Shadow to the point that he looks like, well, just imagine what is that Pokemon's name? It basically looks like Skarmory, but with crystals and it's also pure black, like without the armor. As when everybody goes in for the attack and breaks the thing, being the ice dome slash crystal dome combined, well, they get a special surprise, being the upgraded version of Tokoyami's Dark Shadow, which looks like a dragon with the beak of a bird, and also wearing crystal armor, which causes everybody to run away and start attacking each other instead. So, after a while, this is the end of the event. So, after that, they started getting off the gigantic pillar as Izuku got up to first place, Bakugo was in second place, and Todoroki was in third place. As they both celebrate, as Bakugo said this, I can't believe those losers dare trying to attack us. As Tokoyami says this, I agree without the loser part. As Izuku just says this, yeah, Bakugo, can you please stop calling them losers? As he says this, sure, I won't call them losers next time. So, after they're done talking, they started leaving to the next event. So, they started getting ready for the next event, which is the one-on-one battles. So, Izuku gets ready and looks into the mirror. As Izuku just sees, well, Okami. Wait for a second. Izuku just sees Okami, as Okami just looks at Izuku with this oddly happy face, as Izuku just says this. Okami. Huh, never seen you smile before. As he says this. Thank you. As Izuku just says this. Thank you. As he says this. Yeah, you actually did it. You actually made that, I meant our mom. Well, let me, or should I say you, marry, Todoroki. I'm actually happy about that. As Izuku just says this. Um, thank you, I guess. As they both stopped talking as they were told of the match. So, apparently Izuku is going to be fighting this kid by the name of Mr. Shoto. I meant, wait for a second. Sorry about that. My leg kind of hurt for a second. So, Izuku's gonna be fighting Shinso. So, after seeing Shinso first time, Izuku thought of him as just okay. So, Izuku starts preparing because Izuku doesn't know what his quirk is, as Izuku starts going off. So, wait for a second again. Okay, so Izuku starts moving on as he starts going to the arena and sees Shinso. As everybody starts getting excited as Midnight says this. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go! As Izuku gets ready to fight him, as Shinso, instead of fighting, started insulting him. Everybody was shocked, like, instantly shocked that, well, I meant Shinso is actually insulting Izuku, a famous actor and also, you know, idol, I guess you can call him. As Izuku just says this. So you're trying to insulting me? I mean, are you trying to insult me? I mean, I have thick skin, so as he says this. Stop talking to me, you damn asshole. As Izuku just says this. Wait, please don't. As he says this. Ha! Got you. As he starts trying to control Izuku thanks to his quirk. But when he does it, it doesn't seem normal. Instead of the usual where he's able to still be, well, in control, and also allowing him to control his enemies when they answer his, well, question, well, instead, he's trapped in Izuku's mind. As he says this, where am I? As Izuku, or should I say, Okami, looks over and sees Shinso. As Shinso says this, what happened to you? As he says this. So, I'm guessing that you're the kid that Izuku's fighting. Anyway, call me Okami. And also, I'm not Izuku. I'm just this other personality. And also, by the way, if you're trying to control him with your stupid quirk, it won't work. It's just going to bring you here, so yeah. Izuku, or should I say Okami, just kicks him right in the nuts, causing him to go back into his body. As he says this, when the... As Izuku just looks over and sees, well, Shinso gasping pretty hard. As he says this, alright, I'm done. I'm quitting the match. Izuku, you can win. You can have this win. As everybody gasps, including Izuku's mother. And also including, wait for a second again, Bakugo, because he never seen a person actually wanting to lose. As Izuku just says this, oh, I see, so you didn't want to, as he says this, just get away from me! Ugh, I'm not fighting you. I quit. As he leaves. So, Izuku was a bit, well, worried what happened, but Izuku just ignored it as it's going to be a match. The second match was pretty easy, which is just a simple battle between him and, well, wait for a second. Tokoyami, which is pretty easy because Izuku just created several crystals which reflected the light, causing Tokoyami's dark shadow to be useless as hell. So yeah, Izuku won that match, as it's the final match, which is between Izuku and, well, a girl. Specifically, Miss, wait for a second, Momo Yayorozu, as she says this. Oh, I can't wait to fight you. So, are we going to be fighting now? As Izuku just says this. Right, I'm ready. As Tokoyami says this. You can do it, Izuku! As Izuku just says this. Alright, I know. As Izuku hears, well, his other self. Being not Tokoyami, I meant Okami. As Okami says this. Hey Izuku, let me take control this time. As Izuku just says this. Wait, let you take control? As he says this. Yeah, I want that bitch to pay with her life for what she did. As Izuku just says this. What do you mean by that? As he says this. Because she was spying on us. As Izuku just says this. Spying on us? As he says this. Just let me take control this time. Please. As Izuku just says this. Fine. So, after that, Okami takes control. As he says this. So, it's been a long time, Momo Yayorozu. As everybody sees his eyes turn purple. As his arms start turning into this black mist-like thing. As his mother being... Wait for a second. Being Inko says this. Wait, Okami, what are you doing? As he says this. Don't talk to me. And besides, I just want to have some fun with her. As she says this. So, I'm guessing that you're Izuku's other personality. You're known as Okami, right? As he says this. That's right. You can call me the embodiment of chaos and despair. For what you did, for what you said about Todoroki, well, let's just say it's going to be punishing for you. So, he starts charging towards her with his knives, getting ready to slash at her face, as Momo creates a shield. But thankfully, the knives just basically break it by using these sharp golden teeth. As Izuku just says this, or Okami, now take this! As he creates dark chains, which binds her up as Izuku starts, or should I say Okami, starts wailing on her using his gigantic sword, which is in the shape of the, well, thing over here, but except longer, like the snout is longer and the, well, the handle isn't not as bend. So, after a while of she starts breaking out of the chains by using these lights, which cause the chains to fall off. As she says this, alright, take this! As she creates rubber bullets and a gun, which she starts shooting at Izuku, or Okami. Okami takes the damage pretty well, as he kicks, well, her right up in the sky, as he stops and kicks her right, like, what do you call it? Kicks her off the arena, causing Izuku to be the winner, or Okami. As Okami says this, Izuku, you can have control back. Izuku gets back his control as Izuku turns back to normal, as everybody was, well, excited to see, well, his other self, including the media, because after seeing his other self, well, most of the girls after seeing, well, Izuku's, well, abs, or should I say Okami's abs, they were, well, nosebleeding to the point that their entire room is completely made out of blood. So, the next hour was basically just like the medal ceremony where everybody gets their. Izuku was given first place, which Izuku was given his medal. For Todoroki, she gains her bronze medal. Not bronze, I meant silver medal. And finally, Bakugo gets bronze. As he says this. Ha! That is why I'm the best here. As Izuku just says this. Please, Bakugo, please don't. As he says this. Oh, right. So, before they can leave, everybody was looking at Miss. Wait for a second. Miss Midoriya, being Iko Midoriya. As Inko started going off to the stage and explains what is going to happen next. As one of them, being Endeavor, is actually sitting right next to her, or right beside her, as she says this. Alright, I have an announcement to the world. My son is going to be marrying the daughter of the number 2 hero. After everybody hears that, including, well, Momo, she was angry, but the other people that heard that, they started getting excited because this is an actual thing now. Like, if you don't know, like, if a celebrity is marrying another celebrity, it's going to be like in the media instantly or in the mainstream. So, as everybody heard that across the world, because several like cameramen are from like a news studio. Well, let's just say everybody's like everybody's views on Izuku starts getting even more well good because Izuku's already a good person, but after going to be marrying like the number 2 hero, number 2 hero's like daughter, well, it elevated him to maybe more of a, what do you call it, like a media icon, I guess. So after being told of this, well, let's just say, wait for a second. Todoroki starts blushing as she says this. So, Izuku, are you actually okay with this? Are you actually okay with, well, letting me marry you? As Izuku just says this. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm okay with it. As she smiles, as both of them kiss. But for Momo Yaoyorozu, after seeing this, she leaves in a huff as she goes back to the mansion where she lives and goes into her bed crying, screaming at her pillow, saying, "No, no, no! This is supposed to be my day. I'm supposed to be the one that's marrying Izuku." That bitch. Too. No, I realized something. She starts laughing as she says this. It's all Todoroki's fault. Yes, it's not my fault. It's all Todoroki's fault. She starts getting madder and madder as she creates a knife. It puts a photo of both of them together, which is her and Todoroki together back when they were in kindergarten. As she slices both of the pictures and separating them, putting the picture of, well, or at least half the photo of, well, Todoroki's side into the trash, and the only the side that's where she, being Momo, as she puts it right on the desk as she says this. We're no longer friends, Todoroki, but now we're enemies. You stole my Izuku, and now you're gonna die for it. You're gonna pay for that. So, yeah, this will be the end of the episode. So, yeah, I hope you liked the video. comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.